I recently received a comment on creativity, essentially, and how to stay creative, specifically whenever you are in a slump. How important it is as an editor to stay creative. And instead of answering it, I decided to make a whole video about it. So here we are. Probably because I haven't made a video on creativity in a while. It's probably been a couple years, which is unfortunate because creativity as a video editor is incredibly important. And not only am I a video editor, but I am a content creator. And so really staying creative for me is super, super important. And I have fallen into creative ruts multiple times. Here are 5 ways that I think could be helpful in getting out of that creative rut. Change your environment. This is probably the number one thing that I tell myself if I am in a creative rut, if I even am having trouble just getting work done. Putting myself in a even slightly more different environment usually does the trick to inspire some creativity or motivate me to get things done. Working from different locations, take yourself on a little trip to your local cafe down the street. Go somewhere you have never been before that you know has a place where you can set up shop and work. Look into co-working spaces around your town and see if they are not crazy expensive. Heck, even going to the park on a nice day and just taking your laptop and just seeing what you can even just get done for an hour until your battery dies could be exactly the thing that you need to spark something. Now, if you can't get outside of your place, then consider a little makeover. Consider rearranging your workspace. Maybe put it on a different side of your room, or turning your desk, or working out in your living room temporarily. Consider adding some plants or some art into your space. Heck, even change your background on your laptop. And maybe clean up the screenshots that you have on there as well. It doesn't have to take much, but that has been definitely a significant help for me when it comes to sparking some motivation and some creativity, is absolutely changing your environment around you. Consume different kinds of content. I am notorious for falling victim to watching the same kinds of content or listening to the same kinds of content over and over again, every day, the same thing. And I feel like that often becomes a detriment to me, especially if I really, really like that content, then I'm just stuck listening to that and I end up not being productive at all. And also, when we watch the same things over and over again, we do absolutely fall into just the same old thing. It's just like doing the same work over and over again. So if you start exposing yourself to slightly different genres of podcasts or genres of videos or genres of movies or books, you're going to just start thinking slightly differently, visualizing different kinds of things in your head, and it will of course spark new ideas or motivate you to try different things with your work. Watch different kinds of movies, read different kinds of books, listen to different kinds of music even. That album that you listened to 5 to 10 years ago that you totally forgot about, if you pick it back up again and listen to it, you will not only obviously appreciate that album, but it could just kickstart your day in a different kind of a way than if you just listen to the same old music or podcasts every single day. You can also try following different kinds of creators on social media so that your algorithm, when you find yourself scrolling, it's at least showing you different kinds of content that might then spark some new ideas. But really, and I don't think this is on the list, is get off of your phone, attend some art exhibitions, or go to a museum, or go to a random theater performance, or a random concert that's cheap to go to. You need something to kickstart you into a different direction. And it can start with the simplest things, like some of these things. So definitely give it a try. Experiment. I'm sure that there is a technique that you've been putting off learning, mainly because it's not really necessary for the work that you're doing with your current clients. Or maybe you used to make cheesy lyric videos or cheesy music videos, but you stopped when you got busy with your other paying client work. Sometimes I think it's the cheesy things that inspire the most creativity. And I think we tend to forget about that because we work so hard to learn the skills to get ourselves to a place where we're getting paid professionally for our work. So much so that then you look back on your old work and you think, wow, that was so bad. Wow, that was so cheesy. Wow, I've learned so much since then. But then, at least for me, I tend to think I was the most passionate and inspired by the thought of video editing when I was the worst at it. So maybe if this applies to you, this could mean that maybe you need to get inspired by something that you don't know how to do and learn how to do it, even if that means you're going to be making something that's one, unpaid, and two, potentially going to come out looking bad. Learning and doing things poorly sometimes stops us from taking time to learn them at all. But again, if you're anything like me, then that's how we get stuck in our ways. That's how we get bitter and jaded and old. So try taking time to just edit something personal for you, unpaid, unprompted, just for you. Even if that means it's not going to be good enough for your reel. It's not going to be good enough for somebody to see it. It's not going to be good enough for somebody to hire you with that piece of work. Try new editing techniques. Learn a different software or part of the software that you're working on. Try participating in creative challenges, editing challenges, or different kinds of competitions. Collaborate with others. Circling kind of back to the experiment note. When is the last time that you worked with a team of people? Maybe people in your local area that are in the industry that are making an indie passion project and they are looking for some editing help. Or maybe just any kind of help. There are lots of benefits behind working for either free or low money, even if they aren't directly related to video editing. Sometimes networking is important for sparking creativity, talking to different kinds of people. I know it can be scary. As an introvert, I don't necessarily like meeting and talking to new people, but every time I do, I usually tend to come out of that situation feeling kind of pepped, feeling kind of inspired, feeling like I maybe have a new perspective on something, or maybe I learned something from that person about something that Premiere can do that I didn't know that it could do. Try joining more creative communities and meeting people in person. Try collaborating, even if it's just on a weekend project here and there. Try going to workshops or industry events or seminars in your area and just see what you can learn just by being somewhere else besides stuck behind your computer in your little room for days and days on end. Allow for downtime. I hear this a lot and I think about this a lot. The difference between us as children, or most of us, if you're like over 25, and us nowadays. If you're anything like me, you constantly need to be doing something or feeling productive, doing something of value, maybe even getting paid for all of your time. And if you're not doing something, then you need to be stimulated by something, looking at your phone hours and days on end. But yet, the concept of shower thoughts still exist because currently we cannot bring our phone into the shower and we really aren't distracted by much else. Do you remember being a kid and being just bored, laying on your bed and staring at the ceiling and looking at the ways that the ceiling kind of looks? If you have a normal American ceiling, it probably has that sponge texture like mine does right now. You know, it's so rare that we are bored anymore because there's just always something at our fingertips to stimulate us. And so I think maybe that is just something that could help you. Just try being bored. Try laying in your bed. Try going for a walk. Try getting back to reading, particularly if it's something that wasn't turned into a movie where you have to visualize these characters in your own brain without anything prompted for you. Any way that you can recreate that shower brain concept in other times of your day has to help you clear your head and spark new ideas. I would love to hear what you think about this, your advice on how you boost your creativity as a video editor or content creator or social media manager or whatever the heck you do. How are you staying creative or getting out of a creative rut? Don't mind my background. I kind of just shot this on the fly. Again, maybe sparking creativity with new ways to shoot my videos. But I really just wanted to dive into this and chat to you guys about it today because I do think it's really important. And as video editors, we have to constantly stay creative, and it's one of the hardest things to keep up with and to maintain, especially for our clients. And it's so easy to get into a rut creatively. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and thank you so much if you are a subscriber. If you're not, please make sure to subscribe and hit like on this video. Thank you so much to Logan, my editor, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have the best one.